Guys, today,
You ready?
I'm ready.
So Greg,
Cool.
listen, talk to me, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Like I said before, today I just happened to stumble across your YouTube channel, and I saw the video with I think his name is Adam. Something back
Adam,
in
yeah.
June. It's
Yeah.
right when you come to your channel homepage, it was right there.
Yes.
And
Yes.
actually, the video that I saw first was I've been thinking about shaving my head for a while, just, super thin up here, balding back, crown kind of thing. And I've been like on the fence of, going the buzz or the shave. And that video was actually what I saw first. And, your opinion,
Okay, yeah.
Depending on the hairline, kind of the front or if it's primarily crown balding, crown, I think you said shave, and then if it's receding from the front and back, then you say the buzz looks good, like the Jason Statham kind of look. But
exactly.
And then I just kind of dove into your channel, and I instantly fell in love with what you're doing. There's some other people out there doing it, but this one, for whatever reason, gripped me enough to where I watched the one with Adam, and then what really took me, the clip that it was when he, I guess, was recording when he was actually shaving his head. You guys had the Skype conversation and kind of talked through it before, and he has his hair, and then you can watch him, very indecisively and very, it's like you're watching that struggle in real time, and it's the same, you're watching it and you're like, holy shit, that's the same way I feel. What am I going to look like when this hair is gone? How much longer am I going to try to pull this off? I know it's not working. I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure, but that's kind of what brought me to you. And then the reason I reached out was, if you'd have had like 100K or 500,000 subs or something, I would just kind of make that assumption, like a lot of us do, that if I send a message, it's it's gone with the wind. He'll never see. He gets a bunch of these, but I'm a big fan of no small creators. Just the concept that creating in general is such a powerful tool that a great video or a great piece of content could come from anyone. You don't have to have a million subs. You don't have to have 10 million subs to create an impactful piece. And kind of along that lines, I was like, you know what? This is quite impactful, because it's something that we guys don't like to talk about. We don't like to talk about anything. We certainly don't like to talk about kind of cosmetic things. Most guys, and I don't know if there's a divide, per se, amongst guys, but I would say probably certainly the vast majority of guys are kind of roll out of bed, do my thing, and kind of go on about my day, which is probably why so many guys try to pull off the crown for so long, or what I mean. We kind of put it all. We put off everything, right? Don't we put off everything?
Definitely, Don't talk about it. We don't like to talk about it at all. And that's why that's almost become the whole premise of this channel, is just by talking about it, and like you said, sharing the stories, and just to see a guy be completely honest. The way it all started, the way I was with my own dad, and like sort of showing that weakness, where I was like, look, dude, my hair's falling out and I feel crap about it. I don't know what to do, and it's a struggle that so many guys just do on their own. Like you said, just don't want to think about it. Like, I'm not going to address that, and it just goes on and on and on until, you just have to take that step. And to see other people, like you just described, to see other people do it and go through it, it's just so relatable, and it gives you that that extra bit of confidence, I suppose, that extra bit of belief. Like, like this guy going through the same thing, like he did it, like you said, I could see his struggles, his battle with it. You can literally see him when he he's turning on that buzzer. And in fact, almost all of the guys that I featured have done the same thing. They sort of, right, I'm going to go for it. And and then their face just drops, like, oh my God, like, am I actually going to do this? And then just to see them go for it, it's just liberating, and you can see how much happier they are. And so, I'm so thankful for those guys to share to share that experience and what we've like created here on the channel. Literally, what you just described then is just all I wanted from it, So I'm really pleased that you managed to find, the content got to you, and also, for reaching out. I hope that I think you're right. A lot of people do think, if there's just someone with a huge amount of followers or something, and even on Instagram now, my messages have changed to, just the first thing will be like, oh, if you see this, can you reply? Or, oh, if this gets through, but I always make a point to try to reply to everyone. And it takes me forever, but it's important. I think that's such an important thing, especially with what I'm doing,
Yeah, especially in the self-support. And, it's probably never going to have the traction of, like illness. I think you had another video of a guy, I don't remember what his name was.
Yeah, that was
another video with a guy, I don't remember his name, but he was at the same
Tristan.
time.
His name was Tristan in Australia. Yeah.
He was dealing with health issues as well. And, it's not like we have cancer. It's not like, it's like we're not going to die. This isn't mortal or anything, but it's such a quintessential part of, who you are as your appearance and everything. And it's about confidence and or lack thereof. And it's a big deal. It's because, kind of the girls are kind of in the camp of their whole lives, like touching themselves up, makeup, and the beautification, and it's such a big part of their daily routine that they don't think about, and with guys it's 100% the opposite. Our beautification or lack thereof is very much not a part of our daily routine, and as soon as that starts to fall apart, like we don't know what to do. We don't know, we wake up and we see that first photo like from the back and you're balding on the crown, you're like, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see that. We're gonna not use that photo, or we just kind of ignore things, like we said before. And I just think that it's good that there is a culture that is coming about to kind of talk about this. And certainly 10, 20 years ago, none of this existed, because you're not gonna find this article in Maxim. You're not gonna find this in GQ. They're going to be talking about the latest trendy, this, that, and the other, and, beards and, all this stuff that's relatable, but, not the, and sure, they'll probably try to sell you a product to fix that problem, right? They'll try to make some money off of you, try to commercialize it a bit, but, it's not about, just owning it and, realizing the fact that, look, it's all gimmicks. None of it works. Foam. I've seen this new thing where just tattooing hair follicle looking, things too. Like it's a whole spectrum of these, kind of played out solutions, and it's just a thirst trap essentially for marketers and for companies that just want to make money off of a struggle that hits so many guys. So
I can tell you've got the right frame of mind to go about this. In the sense of, you have to see the bigger picture, like you said then. All these cures and stuff, it's so easy. And I don't blame anyone. I went through the same thing, and everyone does. But when you first, experience the hair loss, and then you've got all these companies and, like you said, the magazines, all these things, even like celebrities, articles telling you, oh, just do this and you can, have your hair back and pretend like nothing happened. It's just wrong, because it just doesn't work like that. And also another really interesting point you touched on there, when you mentioned like they're not going to have articles and things about hair loss because it's not like common or it's not mainstream. But it's only not common and mainstream because guys like you said, guys don't talk about it, and people who are in that sort of public figure also just don't really talk about it. Really interesting. I'm so glad as well that if we can call this, the thing you mentioned there about the no small creator, like. We're all equal, but even the little guys without the huge reach, just normal people, if you want to say it. That's why I'm so pleased and sort of proud to see now more and more guys since starting this, like coming out and talking about it and sharing their stories. Because in all honesty, the guys who are at the top, like in the public figure, they don't do enough to like talk about it. There's only, well, it's like a couple of actors, you know, a couple of people, a couple of comedians, you know, Bill Burr, maybe, what's his name,
that's
Joe
just
Rogan.
It's a punchline. It's a punchline. Yeah. It's not, and it's, you know, it's not a solution to, you know, a big, like, you know, image problem. It's a punchline of a joke. You know, if like you said, like the Bill Burr, you know, his character on F is for Family has a bald spot on the
right. Okay. Yeah.
F is for Family.
Yeah.
Right, and Frank Murphy is this typical like middle American who, you know, he's kind of hanging on to yesteryear, and it's kind of, I mean, it's funny, right? I like the show, it's funny, but at the same time, it's you know, it's a bit awkward to be the guy that's sitting there watching that with your bros, and you're the one with the bald spot.
I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, my first point there was, but you made a really good point, was it just about, you know, those guys, or even the people, like the John Travoltas, that all of these people, even if they've had that struggle with the hair piece and now, maybe they've embraced it, but, you know, The Rock, Jason Statham, all these people, one, like, I've never seen them sit down and literally just say, like, you know, like, when my hair first started falling out, it was a real struggle, you know, and I've never seen them do that. And two, like you said, I don't like the way it's portrayed as like a gimmick, you know, like you mentioned there, you know, it's just like a punchline, like a gimmick. And also a lot of the companies who cater towards like bald guys or something, maybe there's only a handful of them, also kind of create it like it's this gimmick. And just to go back to the original point about the magazine articles and it not being mainstream, but it is, like, it's just normal. And that's a big reason why a lot of guys struggle first off, because they feel like, oh, when the hair's falling out, it's not normal, you know, like it's something different. But it just happens to so many guys. It's completely normal, you know. And I want to just reiterate that, I guess, in this video. Like, there's nothing wrong with you, like you said. There's no genetic, you know, it's not a genetic like you know, some sort of freak, you know. It's not going to affect your health. It's just normal to happen to guys, you know. And so, like I said, again, people sharing their experiences with it, talking about it, it's just so important, you know, and so valuable.
Absolutely. You know, like, it's a statistical majority, you know, it happens to a majority of us, which makes it normal, right? It's quite abnormal to have a full head of hair after 35, or hell, after 30 for that matter, or 25, you know. I mean,
hair loss in men is normal, to different degrees, of course, you know. The guy we had recently, you know, his hair's been going back and back and back for years, but again, just completely normal, you know. It's nothing, it's unfortunate, I'm not going to make it out like it's no big deal. Of course it's horrible, especially when you're younger and stuff, but it's normal. And the reason why it feels like it's not, or you feel like, you know, people feel like they're on their own with it and stuff, is literally because guys hide away from it, you know. And naturally so, but, you know, slowly we are kind of changing that. And you know, the way the channel and what is picking up traction now, you know, guys like yourself and other guys are able to come across these videos and stories and whatnot. I think it's going to make honestly, it's going to make a really big difference.
No, I think so too. I think it's great, and that's exactly why I reached out, is because, you know, I've been one of those guys that's on YouTube looking for first, you know, a solution, like which one of these gimmicky products actually works, right? And then you watch enough of those, or maybe you see enough of the, you know, you start kind of looking into what they cost, and, you know, oftentimes it's not a one-time thing; it's an ongoing process where, you know, it's you know, $100 a month. Or I have a friend, who shall remain nameless, who has a hair piece that, you know, you know, and that's something that it's like every 90 days or something, go get a new one, and then like in between there's a lot of upkeep, and it's just a giant pain in the ass to deal with something that happens naturally. It's like, why fight it, you know? I think you said The Rock before. I wish there were more celebrities that would kind of glorify, you know, the look. And because it's not hard to glorify the look. You look like a total badass with like a beard and a shaved head. Or even you don't even have to have a beard. If you're one of the guys that has whatever shaped face, you don't have to have a beard. Whatever you look like, however you rock the look, make it work for you. Shave or a short buzz or whatever it is. But like, I wish there was more of a culture of embracement rather than a commercialized culture of how much money can we throw at this problem before before we realize that we're literally at war with Mother Nature here. That's a war you're never gonna win.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like the thing is what you will find is eventually like 90 whatever % of guys who deal with hair loss end up at the same point, with no hair, whether it's, they've had the transplants and then, okay, that allowed them to hold on to it for a few more years, or they did the propecia, but eventually it's going to catch up with you, and it's much, much more wise to come to that realization, a lot sooner, bite the bullet and, live all of those years without having to focus on something as arbitrary as hair,
right.
It's just,
it's
so liberating, so much more.
So important.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you for reaching out as well. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for
the torch gets passed and it grows, it grows wider. And I think that's just what we have to do. Just have this conversation and talk about it. And yeah, you've got a really good sort of outlook on it, which not everybody has, but by sharing those views and whatnot, it honestly does help so much. Other people just sort of say, yeah, like Greg, like he's right about that. Like, I should, what am I doing? Do I want to go down that path of trying to hold on to it, or is this just inevitably a waste of time, and I should just crack on with it, really? When are you thinking of taking that leap?
Well, like I said, I poured myself 2 fingers of tequila, and I was gonna do it today, but that was like, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to that guy. I'm gonna see what happens. If it goes unread, whatever, we'll do it tomorrow or something.
No, not at all.
Dude,
go for it, man.
I think that the most impactful part of what I saw today was, when Adam was going from, kind of a look like this to, kind of a look like yours, and, having it happen on camera, having it, and because that's the biggest part of the story. Like I said, people aren't talking about it. People aren't showing it. There's not enough pictures. There's not enough videos. There's not enough testimonials and people telling that story. So I don't want to pick up the story in the middle of the book at the good part.
Yeah.
We need to see the beginning. Yeah. You need to see, all the parts, and, for whatever it's worth, I can try to dig up some photos or videos of, just these things, like maybe the first picture that I saw, or I might not have the first one, but, a photo that I saw of myself where I was like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Like, I remember so I was, I'm a photographer, I'm a content creator, and I was shooting a wedding, or it was an engagement session actually. And we were in the mountains, and I was down at a waterfall in North Carolina, and I was kind of down at the water level, like a stream or brook or something. And then the person I was shooting with was elevated above me, shooting kind of down into the scene. And I remember that we were trying to get like a behind the scenes kind of photo, and I'm crouched down, and you can see me from the top, and you're looking down, and you see the couple over here, and the photo looks nice for all intents and purposes. But when I saw the photo, all I could see was this massive bald spot. And, all it's done is gotten bigger and worse and thinner. And I think at that point, that was when I started to look at, the gimmicky solutions and, jump ahead probably 2 years or so now. And it's like, okay, I don't need a crystal ball to see where this is going.
Where this is going. Yeah. I think ride on this confidence, and dude, just go for it. Like, at the end of the day, there comes to the point, like you said, I think I mentioned in my ebook as well, do what you need to do to sort of, when you go for it, like you said, have a little shot of tequila, watch some of the videos, just enjoy it. Honestly, like, enjoy the moment, because you do it once, and it's like a coming of age. It's just such an awesome moment in a lot of guys' lives. Honestly, you know, when you take that step, and the stuff that comes after it is just it's so good. You know, we've seen it time and time again. So again, Greg, like, thank you so much for reaching out, having this conversation, and I really, really, really look forward to speaking to you afterwards on the other side.
Guys, today?
Yes, so when you get there, all you're
Never
gonna
mind.
do is then you'll walk out and you'll see there's like a big like
Do it. All right.
Oh my gosh. Let's go.
Yes, let's do it. How do you feel, Greg?
I feel liberated.
You feel liberated?
I will say this though, it actually does feel really nice when you first get it.
Yeah.
Because it's so, like, the breeze feels amazing.
Look at all the hair.
Yeah.
It feels so good. Like when it's running over your head, it feels so good.
Did you bring a hat?
No.
Just, it helps.
It helps. What do you
It
mean?
helps.
Don't say that.
That's the whole point.
Yeah,
No more hats. That's
It's
the point.
freeing, Mark. This
It
is
is.
freeing.
It's freeing, yeah.
Now, how much, when it comes to the beard area?
That's,
right
I don't know.
there?
I don't know.
So,
I really don't know.
I think right there.
Oh man, the breeze coming through.
I told you.
What?
Probably a bit.
It's liberating.
I've got wings. I could jump off this thing and fly. I got a mohawk right now.
No, you got the little swoosh on the side.
Oh, I got a mark. I got a mark.
Let me see this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gone now. Look at that.
It's all gone.
It's all gone. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad.
What do we need?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
I think the beard actually looks good like that.
Oh, the beard.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty even.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. Let's take a look in the mirror. Let's see you go in the mirror right now.
Take a look in that mirror. Oh wow. Goodness gravy. Goodness gravy.
Goodness gravy.
Looks good with the beard though.
Yeah.
Looks good with the beard. We've
Oh,
we've got the red beard going.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I might even just take a razor to it. Claymore that
yeah.
thing down.
You did an excellent job, Michael.
Excellent job, Michael. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
We got the
It
crowd
fits
reactions.
you, bro.
It fits me.
It fits you.
How
Fits
on
you
a scale of
pretty
1 to 10, how like Walter White? And you know, just getting older, and you know, it's hard to come to terms with, but you know, you start looking in the mirror.
Yep.
And like, you know, it's getting thin, you know, up top, and you know, you
Gotcha.
just like, you can either throw like a ridiculous amount of money at it and just a ridiculous amount of pain in the ass. Horseshoe's not a good look.
That's a style now, you know. Dwayne Johnson, Vin Diesel, you know, all
Yeah,
those big
exactly.
bad Jason Statham,
Exactly.
badass guys.
No, I wanted to do it like a year ago, but like I was like not in shape at all. Like it was just terrible,
Yeah.
like super chubs, and you know, just started like running, working out, and then this summer I was like, you know what, fucking enough is enough. Let's do it.
Doing it.
Fucking shave it off. Let's go. Let's own it. Just get a little tan on there. I feel like right now it's a little
Yeah,
white.
I have to put some
little
sunscreen
white.
on
We have
that.
to, I had to get some color on this, but yeah. Other than that,
Should be good.
yeah.
Now you're rocking that Walter White, man. That's
Yeah.
yeah. You're probably gonna get that a lot.